Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Welcome new. I don't know, but hi guys. I'm Mia. So I have posted my testimony before. Well, I got this comment. I'm gonna put it in. I got this comment, and while I posted my testimony before, but okay, I feel like I was trauma dumping. I don't know. I don't feel like it was. It was a good, well ordained testimony. Like it wasn't really ordered. It was kind of all over the place. So I prayed before this video and that God can help me share my testimony. So I'm gonna just start. I'm just start. Okay. Let's just start like where my faith began. It began around junior year of high school is when I feel like it was the strongest. It was when I had my faith in God and I believed in God. So I had a relationship with God. It wasn't strong, I would say, but I knew he existed and I knew about him. Now, I didn't really read my word as much. I didn't really get into it until a little later, but I knew of him, I knew of God. And then I go through a lot of trials and tribulation. And this came from a relationship that I was in, and it wasn't good. It was like toxic, for my mental, it was toxic. And I was like, I love this boy. Like, we're getting married. And, like, I ended up opening the door to sexual activity, sexual sin, because I thought, I'm going to marry him. And, well, that wasn't the right choice. That wasn't the right choice. And, you know, I was distancing myself from God. I didn't really feel worthy at this point. I'm just like, oh, like, that relationship did not work, obviously. It was not from God. He was not my husband. Um, and God, like, revealed it to me through a lot of heartbreaks and, the way I was in. I just didn't feel good in that relationship. But, my mom wasn't right. My, sorry, guys. My mind wasn't right? So I was just like, ugh. And I opened that door to sexual sin. Um, Months after I was dating him, I was like, this is my husband, let's do it. And I did it. I did it. I regret it. Yes, I do. So that happened, and I just, after that relationship didn't work, I kind of just didn't care anymore. I didn't care about who I was with, if I slept with someone. Like, it wasn't something that I kind of, like, I didn't care. I didn't care about saving myself. Well, obviously, I didn't save myself. I'm just like, whatever. I didn't save myself. Then I'm gonna be free in me. And well, I I was going through so much trials and tribulation at that time. I felt alone, especially I was like during when I joined the military, so I felt really alone. I was like, Lord, I'm alone. I'm alone, like, from my church. I'm alone from God. Like, I felt distant from God. God was with me the whole time. But no, like me, I just felt shame. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to do just me and be happy. So I was doing me. Not good. I was living for my flesh, rather. So I was over here and I was like doing my own thing. And it wasn't good for me. Like, it was just not good. It wasn't feeding my spirit. It wasn't good. So I was just like, Later on, I lost my identity. I lost who I was. I'm gonna put in like pictures of me, like, hey, look, this was me. Like, how different I looked, how I was moving.
So weird. Can't even see right.
Took on drinking. I took on smoking marijuana. Oh yeah, I need to stop. And it's not the way I'm talking. I started smoking marijuana. Like, I was doing the most here and there and over, like, boom, boom. I didn't know who I was anymore. Like, I was just like, my siblings would be like, my mom, she was like, you don't even look like yourself. Like, who are you? Like, no, everyone around me would be like, you're not yourself. You're not you. You're not you. And I was like, okay, like, leave me alone. Like, I was just like, okay, like, but low key, I was taking it in. I'm just like, I know, like, I feel it. I know I'm not myself. I don't know what to do. And at that point, my mind was just so under attack. My mind was under attack, and like, anything, like anything. My mind was just doing too much for me. I just wanted to silence my mind, like silence my mind. I felt ashamed. I felt so many things, and my mind kept boom, boom, like my what I was doing, my past, blah, 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 and I was just like vulnerable. It was just bad. It was downhill from there, right? So I became this unrecognizable person even to myself. I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, yeah, like I would just be staring at myself like, I don't look like me. You're not Mia, honey bun. You're not me. So I was just like, yeah. And then it would be like night times. I'd just be crying myself to sleep because my soul, my spirit was just tired of being this person I wasn't. I just would literally, I felt alone. I felt, not myself. And I knew it inside myself. So I was just like, and I would try to get closer to God. I was still trying to get closer to God at the end. And I was still trying. And I'm like, but my shame, what I was doing still, like, it was just not of God. It was not of His will. So obviously I felt like, too much. Like the Holy Spirit working and then other spirits, because I opened the door to sexual lust, all that other stuff that I've never accessed before, and now it's open. So spirits were working in my mind. So I was over here getting attack over attack over attack. So I was just like, I I wanted to just silence my mind. I ended up going to the mental hospital. I ended up like going. I felt like I was going crazy. I started getting seizures, dude, like from stress. And like, I don't know, I feel like seizures are like spiritual attacks, especially like, I don't know, it was just my mind, right? So I was having mental breakdowns, going through depression, like dealing with depression, like, what do I do? You know what I mean? I was just really depressed, and I was trying to get good with God. And so I would try to get good with God. I would do good things. I would do what He wanted me to do. And then I would still feel depressed. I would still feel, you know, I felt stuck. I didn't feel like myself. Like, and I would be mad at God. And then I would turn back. I'm like, I'm just going to ignore God. Like, I'm ignoring him, do what I want to do. Because obviously, I'm going to him. He's not even helping me. You know what I mean? That's the type of mentality I was starting to have. Because I would keep on trying with God, and I would break down. Like, the enemy would attack me, and I would be, like, depressed. I would just be, like, it was a cycle. I'm just like, I'm trying with you, God, but why am I still feeling depression? Why am I still going through all this stuff? And I would fall back into my sin and do it again. Because, I was just, like, I was tired. I'm like, God, why haven't you healed me? Like, I'm asking you to heal me. Girl, I had to open so many doors. I had so much trauma I had to heal from. Like, there was so many things, but I wasn't really heart to heart with God. Like, I feel like I wasn't talking to Him deeper. I kind of closed myself off when it comes to my emotions, to feeling. I kind of closed it off. Like, I don't, it's just something that since I was young, like, it's something that I try to ignore how I'm feeling just so I don't have to deal with it. And that's something that I wasn't handing over to God. I wasn't handing Him my heart. And so I'm over here going through the cycles and going through cycles. Boom, girl, I'm pregnant. I find out I'm pregnant. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, no way, no mom. Like, like I was like, no way. Like, I'm pregnant? Like, hold on, I'm gonna stand so you guys see my belly. And so I find out I'm pregnant, right? This was January 2020. What, 2024? Yeah, 2024. I find out I'm pregnant, and I'm like, no way, dude. Like, I'm pregnant. Like, what? Like, it was like a lot of different emotions, right? I'm like, well, this baby's gonna be a blessing from God. Like, I know it. And at this point, you know how I'm in a cycle of going back and forth with God? This is a cycle. When I find out I'm pregnant, I'm trying to get closer to God. I'm trying with Him. And then I find out I'm pregnant. And then I'm like, oh, like feeling all these emotions. And then I'm just like, okay. I came to a point where I was just tired. I was tired. I was tired of like, the back and forth. I was tired of my sin. I was tired of me. I was tired of not being me. I was just not. I was so tired. But I knew a truth. I knew that God is the truth. I knew that that He is, like, if I was before, how I was before Him, I let all this sin in. It was me, you know. So I know that God is love. I know who He is. So I came to a point where I was like, even if, I go through, I was going through the cycle of depression, feeling lonely, feeling that all those emotions, and then I would go back to my sin, and then I was like, even if I do feel that way, I am not gonna turn back from God. Even if I feel that way, I am not going to turn back from God. I need to know why. I need to know. I need to, like, seek, seek, seek. And I was seeking. And I kept seeking. Like, I would feel so torn. Like, I would feel so down. I didn't want to, like, read His word. But I would read His word. Even if I was feeling those types of ways. And I was also watching sermons, even if I didn't want to, even if my flesh didn't feel like watching sermons. I was watching sermons. I was like, I need to know God. I need to know Him truly. So I started watching sermons. I started reading His word. And when I was watching sermons, I would pray before I would watch a sermon, especially on, like, a YouTube, right? So I would watch Pastor Stephanie Ike. I think that's how you say her name. But I would pray, Lord brought me to her, and He would just bring me different little, different sermons from her, each helping me about forgiveness, about healing, boom, boom, deliverance. I literally got delivered from all of those things, and now realizing before why I would go in this cycle was because I had opened doors to those spirits. I had opened doors, and I wasn't allowing myself to actually heal, to talk to God, like, let every single thing that was in my darkness that I was kind of shelling, hiding from God, let it out and talk to God about it. And that's what I did. I finally talked to God about it. I kind of, like, I opened my heart, and I told God, when I was younger, when this and this and this and this and this and this, and I kind of just poured my heart out to Him. And I'm like, I need healing from this. I need you to help me, because when I was younger, this happened. And the devil works in darkness. The devil works in darkness, and when you keep it inside you, how is God going to heal you? God wants you to be truthful about it. So I got that from the sermon she was preaching, right? And I was like, you are so right, right? So I was just like, I started doing that. And I got delivered from, like, my lustfulness, because I was still, like, I stopped, physically, in the physical, I stopped sinning, physically. Like, I wasn't in sexual activity, I wasn't doing none of that anymore. But in my dreams, dude, I was still getting attacked by the enemy. I was still having sexual dreams and everything, and I'm just like, but why? And God brought me to another deliverance. He delivered me from that, and it's been good, because I usually have this cycle where I'd be, like, going back and forth, and especially with my baby now, like, I'm just like, I need to be a mother. I'm going to be a mother, but I want to be the mother that I always wanted. I want to be there for my child. I want to be, completely, like, a peaceful, loving mother that I want. And I want that, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's changed so much, and I'm just like, this baby, when I first found out, I was like, it's a blessing. I said that, like, it was a blessing. Excuse me, guys, I didn't burp. But now I'm just like, it is a blessing. Girl, look at me now. Look at me now. But no, like, literally, like, it's such a blessing. Like, I mean, if it wasn't for God giving me this baby, I think I wouldn't have been in this relationship I am with God. I would not. Because I just feel like I wouldn't have that motive to keep on going no matter what. And I kept going. Depression, loneliness, lustfulness, literally all left. It's a process. It's literally a process. I'm over here, like, working on it, and then something would happen, I would go fall back. Something would happen, I would fall. No, like, even though, even if, even if, and I was like, and I told God, I'm like, even if, and He brought it in prayer. Yes, last night, He brought it in prayer. He's like, even if. I'm like, even if. And look at us now. Blessed. I'm literally so blessed, and I'm so thankful that God has took away my shame. He took away you know, so many things that I was struggling with, and I'm me again. You know, I'm me. I'm who I was before, like when I known him, and like I just feel like myself. And even my siblings recently, we went to Mexico, and they were all talking about how I look like myself again. You know, and I pray to God about that. I'm like, I want to be me again, and He answered that prayer, and I am thankful. So yeah, that's my testimony that I wanted to share. I hope you guys are inspired, and even if, I hope you're inspired, and I love you guys.